I just watched My Dress Up Darling, and I enjoyed myself. It's a show with an interesting protagonist that doesn't feel super hollow or that's a stand in for the viewer, with an interesting premise and likable side characters, and by God, the most perfect best girl that anime has seen for a while. Like, Jesus. Like, what kind of fictional character that you've seen in anime that has as many qualities as Marin? The character designs are so good. The eyes, though. Alright, calm down. Let's start talking about the premise. It's a slice of life slash romance type of show. It plays more with your emotions and feelings, so everything is more dumbed down, so there's no. The story is pretty simple. Our main protagonist is a high school student with not that many friends. No friends. And all he really wants to do is go back home and start practicing and working on his hobby, his favorite hobby, making Hina dolls. Gojo was first introduced to Hina dolls when he was very young through his granddad's shop. There were many of them, all with different colored kimonos and fabrics. Then and there, when he first laid eyes on his first Hina doll, he was shook, completely in awe and mesmerized by them. He really loved the way they looked. But he was never able to find someone with the same passion for Hina dolls as he had. When he was younger, he had this friend that he showed off his Hina dolls to, and they thought it was weird. And then and there, they just stopped being friends, which is just really fucking stupid if you ask me. He was just so traumatized by their reaction, like he felt he needed to hide that part of himself and to never show it off to anyone, or a similar thing might happen again. So Gojo's a guy with a troubled past in regards to friendship and the lack of real friends. It's only natural that when he finds someone like Marin, really nice person who thinks that him liking Hina dolls is just, pretty cool and completely okay, even though it might be a little weird. But Marin is in a similar kind of situation, but she's not afraid of it. Even though she personally doesn't like Hina dolls, she doesn't make it a big deal out of it in that it's weird or different and out of the norm. She is more understanding though because she likes cosplaying. So, those two things just go in tandem really well, so she can understand his point of view. And in and of itself is not too different from what Gojo's Hina doll obsession is. And this creates their first bond, that spark of a real friendship, and later on a love story. But from there on, the spark was lit. From there, they go into their little shenanigans and yada yada yada, you know the story, right? If you haven't seen it already, go watch it. What are you doing here? Gojo starts to make his cosplays for Marin, and they have fun doing it. Gojo also learns some new tips and tricks from Marin, and vicariously gets better at making Hina dolls through it. All of his hardships at making cosplays with Marin. Because Marin isn't that good of a sewer, or a craftsman in general, Gojo just did everything. But Marin did help, with the money at least. She paid for all of the materials, but it's not like it's cheap. She worked hard as a model and balancing schoolwork to make all the money, to buy all the fabrics, the wigs, the makeup, and all that. A nice balance. These are characters. They have their own shortcomings, their strengths and emotions. The emotional beats in the anime are masterfully done. The animation, timing, and the music, oh my god. The music. The background music for some reason is so good. Everything flows so well together with all of the instruments put on from this smooth jazz in the background. It's truly a diamond in the rough. The pianos, the guitars, the bass, the sax. I am a man who loves his sax. I have been talking about all of the things that happened in the show and what I liked, but there is this one thing that I really didn't vibe with too well. I really didn't like that in the start of the love blossom from Sejuna Inui towards Gojo. Like, I get that she thinks Gojo is talented at making cosplays and she did contact him to make her a cosplay. But the fact that she starts liking him because she accidentally touched him, and the fact that she's in an all-girls school so she doesn't have a lot of boy experience, but like, come on, that feels a little bit too forced. I mean, if you want to take another example, her sister is shy and stuff, but Not even she likes him, even though he helps her out with a ton of stuff because he also makes her a cosplay, although a little less in tone, but still. And even through that, they spend some alone time together and shit. And they don't have the same chemistry. She is more of a friend, which I like, and that's kind of what I wanted Inui to be with Gojo, and not just a secondary love interest. But that aside, it's not like it ruins the story. The main focus is still on Marin and Gojo, and how they really like each other. So it's fine, but I would have liked it more if she wasn't a secondary love interest, but another close friend that Gojo could have. You know, someone to talk to about girl stuff, since he's obviously not gonna talk to Marin about it. And I think if he spoke to his grandpa, he would have another heart attack, and no, that's a no-no. Bad idea. All in all, I really liked this anime. It filled me with all those warm feelings, and it was just a wholesome ride. If you like slice of life and romance, I would say that you cannot pass this one up. And even if you don't, just give it a try, because it's definitely worth your time.